Right, so here we are back at Les's garage for two reasons today. Two reasons. The first one's this Kawasaki Z900.
Right.
Which we've seen before. It's been in the previous video with issues with the engine that you've taken apart and had the...
doing a top end rebuild.
Yeah, and didn't the head need skimming and stuff? And
the barrel needed skimming, the liners have had to come out, the block.
Yeah.
It's all been skimmed, the head's been skimmed. Yeah, it's all been done.
So what state is it in now?
Just waiting for some shims to come, so I can get the valve clearances correct.
Yeah, and then
carry on with it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's got a neater exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
From the 80s, I had one of them on me.
Pull that off for a minute.
My Z650, yeah. That brings back a few memories.
Yeah, well, I think eventually the customer's going to put the 4 pipes on it.
Yeah, expensive, aren't they?
But for now,
yeah.
He's running this exhaust just so he can ride it.
Yeah.
It is I don't know if you said in your last video, it's actually the 900 barrels have been bored out to 1,000.
Yes, I think you said,
cc.
Yeah.
So it is actually a Z1000.
Yes. But the last one you had was a Z1000 that was painted like a Z9.
Correct.
And this is a Z9 that's actually got a Z1000 head on it, or engine size.
Yes, exactly.
Oh well, strange things. Yeah. So I know when it comes to the exhaust system, to buy an original exhaust system is like not cheap, is it?
Last I heard they were about 1,200 quid for the 4 pipes.
Delcovic now make them.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
I think they're stainless steel, but I can't recall now. But
well, that'd be nice if they were stainless, because obviously fit and forget then.
Yeah, I think they're even stamped with the original part number from Japan.
Really?
Yeah, they go to some extreme details, you know.
Yeah.
Not that I care about that sort of thing, but anyway.
I was looking at a Z900. I thought this was an American import.
Yes.
But I was looking at a YouTube video last night that caught my eye.
Yeah.
This has got this device bolted on here, which is a flasher switch.
Okay.
And apparently that's on the Canadian model only.
Okay.
Yeah, just the Canadian.
All right, so you pull it out and it just flashes both.
Yeah.
Like emergency type thing,
but that isn't an add-on. That is Kawasaki part.
Kawasaki, yeah.
But it was only on the Canadian bikes, I believe.
It was a legal thing back in the day.
So I'm assuming, from what I've seen, that's correct.
Okay, so when you get your shims in, you can finish it off and hopefully...
Yeah, get the shims done.
Off it goes.
And then I've got to strip and refurb the carburettors.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of setting it up then.
Right.
And getting it running sweet.
Just in time for spring and summer, hopefully.
Yeah. So I can't do anything on this at the moment, so I've been doing other jobs.
Oh yes, now. So this is the first thing I came to see.
Yeah.
But the second thing I've come to see today, I've been sort of looking forward to seeing this for quite a while.
Where were we?
Right, so here we are, Les. We've come outside into a little lean-to, and here we have another bike.
Yeah.
Which is some kind of rigid chopper thing.
Yeah.
So why is it here, and what is this all about?
Right, well, one of my customers, Drew,
yes,
he's had the Z650, which we'll see in a second. He's had that bike since he was 18, and he's our age now.
Right, old man, yes.
And he wants to put a turbo engine in.
Turbo engine, a GPZ turbo engine.
GPZ 750 turbo engine.
Right, okay.
Which goes straight in the Z650 frame.
Yes.
So he's bought this 750 turbo chopper.
Oh, so this is the chopper that had a turbo motor in it?
This was...
Oh my God.
Somebody has used a 750 turbo complete bike
to build that.
Bought a frame, and extended fork stanchions.
Yeah. It's got billet yokes, longer forks.
Yes, but all the wheels, fork lowers, discs.
Yeah. Yes, I reckon.
Clocks even. Everything's come off
turbo.
A turbo. So
he bought it just for those parts, basically.
That's right. This is the donor bike. So Drew's going to take out the engine of his. The engine that's in his Z650 at the moment is a GPZ 750 engine. That's coming out and going into this.
Right.
And this can be sold on as a project.
Okay. And the frame you said, I think it's Cycle
Haven frame.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
I don't know if they're American or not. I've tried to research the frame. Some of them have normal slotted frames. This one's got eccentric adjusters.
Yeah. I'll have to move a little bit. We can see that.
Be a nice project for somebody. This.
Yeah.
It's old school shop.
It must have been lethal with a turbo engine in it, because they're not exactly slow, are they? You know.
No, they're not. Well, it's quite smooth actually, the GPZs. But
so there it is.
So all the GPZ turbo.
It's okay. Cat can come in the film if he wants.
Has he got a mouse? He's got a mouse.
Quick, film that. There's a mouse there. Cat's after a mouse.
Let's get the cat out of the way so he doesn't.
No, he's gone. Oh God, a cat's chasing mice here. Right, so after all the cat and mouse excitement, we just moved the bike slightly so we can see it from the side. So it's got the GPZ front end there. You've got the anti-dive front end. You've got the injectors. Wheels and whatever,
ECU here.
I mean, that would have been a very expensive build back in the day to take a GPZ turbo and put it in that, It's even got, in fact, those yokes look a bit like the kind your Jeff makes.
Yeah.
With all
I think our Jeff probably does a nicer job than that.
Yes, absolutely, but you know, that's not a cheap thing to do back in the 80s and 90s.
No.
But anyway, it's been rescued, you've got the engine out of it, and is it not the case that the engine's now been rebuilt by somebody else?
Before we met Drew, he took the engine down to a company down south.
Yes.
And they've rebuilt the engine and they've put an 810cc big bore kit on.
Right, okay.
Turbo pistons again.
Yes, low compression.
The trick with these old Kawasaki turbos, you put a slightly bigger turbo on.
Right.
The original ones were a bit too small. So there's an upgrade, upgraded turbo. So that's going on.
Right.
And obviously the bike's going to have to be worked on by Jeff.
Yes.
With all, he's got to make billet yokes to suit upside down forks.
Right, yeah. So the bike we're going to see in a minute is the original Z650.
Yes.
And I spoke to Drew very briefly on the phone when he was calling you up the other day or the other week, and I think he said he wants to do some sort of Street Fighter-ish type style bike.
That's right, yeah.
So it won't be standard, which we like.
Modern wheels, modern forks,
brace frame, whatever.
Stiffen the frame.
Yeah, because that engine's going to be what, 120 brake, something like that.
Oh God, no! 810 turbo motors can make up to 200 horse.
Well, I know, but
so the chassis has got to be able to cope
absolutely,
with it.
Yeah. It's starting to rain now, so let's go back inside and we'll look at the new project, which I'll call Drew's project.
Drew's project.
Drew's turbo project.
Yes.
Yes. Right, so we've come inside, and here it is, bright green, Kawasaki Zed 650.
Yes.
Which is not standard. It's got some cool mods on it from the 80s.
All period 80s stuff.
Yeah. So what we've got here? Davida swing arm brace.
Deep braced.
Yeah. Deep braced.
You can't quite.
A rather rusty
Harris exhaust.
Yeah. I'm quite envious about that. The wheels aren't standard either.
CMA 3-spoke.
Yeah, David Bees back in the day.
Back in the day, very collectible now, yeah.
Yeah.
Giuliari seat.
Yeah, I've got a replica.
Giuliari seat.
Yeah. Marzocchi shocks. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
S-Reg 77, 78, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
The clocks aren't standard, obviously.
No, the engine is GPZ 750.
Yeah.
As you can see.
Yeah, is that a Unitrack one? Is it a...
No, well it might be, I'm not quite sure unless I'll check the engine number, but it could be an R1 engine, which is the twin shock.
Yes.
More modern... GPZ 750 clocks.
Yeah.
And pipe nuts everywhere.
Yes. Now, Drew, I don't know what drugs you were at the time when you had this, but there are pipe nuts everywhere.
Everywhere, even on the bottoms of the
spent a fortune on chrome pipe nuts.
Everywhere.
Which is weird because it's not really a pipe nut kind of a bike.
So we'll have a big box of pipe nuts for someone who wants them.
To sell them, yeah. It's also got some original
Rask rear sets.
Yes, Rask rear sets.
Well, they're a bit seized.
Yeah, but
we have spoken to Drew about the riding position because he's
getting on a bit now.
No, not getting on, but he's
not 18 anymore.
He's no spring chicken. He's late 50s, is he? I'm not sure. Anyway,
a young lad.
He's not a young lad anymore, and we've said maybe the position of the footrest needs to come down and further forward, more like the original.
Yes.
Because if he wants to ride this long term in the future, he's going to have to be comfortable on it.
Yes.
So these are the sort of questions we need to discuss.
This bracket's quite interesting. It's like a big banana shape, big L shape.
Yeah,
I've
never been a fan of Rask rear sets, to be honest with you.
But they work. Whatever.
I mean, it's a linkage and. It just looks a bit of a mess, to be honest.
Okay. And looking at the... And now here comes the cat. We got some more cat action in there, so I'm not quite sure where he's going.
Just walking through.
It's a bit... What are you doing, lad?
Come on, Denzel.
He's not quite sure what's going on.
Okay,
he wants to go and hunt some more mice, I think.
Yeah, he does kill mice this
Yeah.
It's alright, fella, you're alright.
It's okay.
It's only a lead. It's only a lead. Off you go.
There he goes. Out to an adventure. And also noticed that from the tax disc, it's from 0100.
Yeah, year 2000.
It's not been on the road since 2000.
Yeah, so 22 years.
Yeah, it's been sat in a corner somewhere. And it actually doesn't look that bad because it's been sat unused for such a long time. So
I've got
to have a fancy engine in it, which is over there, is it?
Well, there's two choices. The chopper project you've just filmed is donating all the turbo bits for this.
Yes.
But to sell the chopper project on, it's either put this 750 engine in, or the 650 engine out of your project bike,
which is over there,
and you can have that.
I can have that one. What we don't know yet, though, is what state that's in, because I know that's done about 41,000 miles.
Yeah.
And it ran before it stopped.
Yeah.
That one I don't know. I don't know what.
We're not sure on the mileage or the year.
So, Drew, you're watching this, call us up and tell us how many miles has that done, and is it going to be okay to take it apart and put it in my bike?
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, obviously it needs a bit of love and care.
Yeah, surface that.
Surface. But hopefully everything else is okay, but we don't know.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a risk. So yeah, that's all very interesting. It's got an oil clue as well.
Yeah, I think
it's got a Telefix fork brace. This is all very 80s.
All very 80s.
All the things I had on my Kawasaki back in the day.
Yes.
It's a real kind of a time warp, this one.
But this is an earlier 650 to your project.
Yeah, that's an S.
Yours is an F model, this is a...
It's an S.
Yeah, this will be a B model.
Yeah, what about sport wheels maybe?
No, C model, because it's got the rear disc.
Okay, yeah.
But this has got the Z1000 forks, same front end as the Z1000.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you're not going to get a 7-inch look back of here.
I've looked at the chain run,
there's no room in there,
and there's no room to move the chain over because it'll hit the shocker mount.
Yeah.
So I don't think you'll be able to get away with that swinging arm. No. I've only looked at it for 5 minutes, and
just like on my Lens 70, you've got to fit an offset front sprocket and move everything out.
Yes,
but you
can only move it out 5/8.
Yes. Reminds me of that an inch, but that's not the question.
Yeah, without widening the frame, you're limited to how wide you can go. Well, I had an original 18x6 Astrolite in my
Chanel
hen's teeth, but I had a Unitrack swinging arm with mounts like this, bolted through 2 nuts underneath here. So I made stainless steel bracket. It was a Unitrack swinging arm, 1100 Unitrack, but it was very wide at the back. And I managed to get a 6-inch Astrolite in it, and got it lined up with the engine sprocket.
Well, as you know, for 2 of my projects, I've got a ZRX 12 swing arm. Look fantastic. You know, they're available. They're not exactly cheap, about £2.50, £300 now. But I was looking around.
Both those swinging arms I got.
I know you did. Well done, you. And but looking around, what else is available? Sort of twin shocky. I do quite like the swing arm off a Yamaha XJR 13.
I love the shape of those.
I mean, they're really well made. The twin shock. And they're like a quarter of the price of a ZRX.
I've already discussed that with Drew.
£60, £70 for a really nice swing arm compared to £300. Because I guess it's sort of off the beaten track. People don't know about it.
There are 2 swinging arms for the XJR. The early ones had a 20mm spindle. And the later ones had a 28mm spindle, so they could run an R1 type rear wheel. So they're not all the same.
No, but I mean, they do look nice, and they seem to be really well made as well.
Oh, very well made. Unlike Bandit 1200 swinging arms.
Well, yeah. The other alternative is to go and get yourself a monoshocked swing arm, and then modify it to take.
Like I did with my Unitrack swinging arm, just bolt on some brackets.
It just depends what style you like and what kind of back end you want.
Well, I used the Unitrack swinging arm because it's very long, and it gave the bike a longer wheelbase, so it didn't wheelie as easy.
Okay, so look at this bike then. What's the order of play?
The order of play is obviously to strip it,
completely,
and get rid of all the bits we don't need. Add maybe some of the bits to the chopper project, and that can go. And then we've got a base to start with.
I mean, I guess the key thing is to work out what wheelers you want to use, what forks you want to use, and what swing arm you want to use.
The forks he is using are actually behind you there, wrapped up.
Hang on.
They're placed down there. They are. I've not even unwrapped them yet. So keep them safe.
I'm interested in it.
That is a front end of a ZXR 750P. ZX7. Sorry, ZX7.
Yeah. So is that an early one or a? Is it upside down? Is those?
The upside down is.
The first ones weren't with it. They were.
But like most sports bike forks, upside down.
Too short.
They're a bit short. So like we saw in Williams bike,
which is also a Z650 bike.
Correct. Jeff will have to do a step top yoke to get the ride, the front ride.
Yeah, the one he did for Williams bike was amazing. There's actually some videos on the channel of Williams Captain Racer in fact I think I have a video of your Jeff actually making the top yoke, because it starts off with a billet aluminium block about that thick
to get the step,
because you've got to get the step in it.
Exactly.
It's a huge amount of work.
It is.
But it looked nice when it was done.
And he's also got the correct Zxr wheels.
Okay, they're 3-spokers.
Yes.
But then again, these are 3-spokers, I suppose. Are they more like kind of? I'm trying to think now. I think they're pretty standard looking, aren't they? A bit like the ones I had on my Mark II.
Similar to what I fitted in the Mark II before I sold it you.
Standard looking 3-spokers. Fair enough.
Yeah, standard 3-spoke.
Yeah.
I prefer 5-spokes.
Yes, as do I after all, which is why I got them for the...
Yeah, but you can afford them, I can't.
Well, no, those 3-spokers, new old stock effectively, they weren't brand new because they had tyres on them, but I got them for $3.25 including postage, and they are immaculate. Anyway,
one of the upgrades for my supercharged bike is to put 5-spoke wheels in.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a different story. So he's got his front end, that's fine. You've got to make the yokes.
We've got the front end, we've got the forks, the mudguard. It's just a matter of making the yokes.
Yeah. Have you got his brakes as well?
Yeah, I think he's got all that. And he's also got a 750 rear wheel.
Okay.
Which we're not sure if it will modify into this swinging arm.
What calipers do those by itself?
I think he had 6 pots.
Oh, 6 pots.
I think he had 6 pots of Kikos.
And is Drew having 6 pots, or is he having...
Don't know.
Some mega monoblock?
I don't know.
Come on, Drew, let us know. I bet he doesn't know either. So that's the front end sorted out. Back end's going to be matching. Bit of a question mark about this swing arm, but
yeah,
looking at this, I mean, I've spent hours and hours looking at these damn things because I've done the same thing to mine. And quite honestly,
the problem with this is it's a short swinging arm.
Yes.
And obviously, if it's the longer it goes, the wider it is.
Yes.
So if you were to put a longer swinging arm in, you might be all right with a wider wheel.
You've probably got 10mm clearance on that side there.
If you can't, the problem is once you've got the wide wheel in, the sprocket's going to go further to the left, and the chain might hit the inside of the shocker mount.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of room. I
think that'll be his problem.
Finger down there, which is whatever.
It's only half an inch.
Yeah, it's not.
Maybe not even that. So.
And the wheel's going to be wider on the bed as well. So.
Yeah. So I don't think personally he'll be able to put a wide wheel in that swinging arm.
Steel are these swing arms?
That's steel, yeah. Well, these are sought after, these swinging arms.
I want one for mine, but anyway.
Someone who's...
I'm making an offer, Drew. I'm making an offer for this one. for my bike. Yeah.
Everyone will be happy at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I've actually been to the Vida factory. It's in on the outskirts of Liverpool.
Well, so was JMC.
Where they make the helmets and whatever.
Yeah, and they're no longer there.
No. You could go there and pick up a slightly damaged helmet for about a third of the price, and literally a little tiny scratch on it somewhere, but they couldn't sell it. So kind of that, go on then.
I don't know whether Drew wants to keep this 100% Kawasaki with the front end and the rear.
Well, that makes sense,
I mean, we have discussed that everybody uses the Zxr swinging arm.
Yes.
I'm not sure how long it is compared to this, but we might be able to run a Zxr swinging arm modified.
You can, but Zephyrs don't have 5.5-inch wheels.
I'm not sure what size
they
are.
Give it on a 1100 perhaps.
I wouldn't go to 6-inch because I think it would upset the handle. I think 5.5's big enough.
Yeah. 550, 180 tyre is what you want.
The engine's all, like I say, the engine's all done. That's all wrapped up out of shot. On a crate.
It's on a crate up there, just all wrapped up.
All wrapped up in bubble wrap.
So once that for a while.
So basically, this has got to come apart.
Yes.
Work out if the frame needs bracing anywhere.
Yeah.
And modifying to suit whatever swinging arm.
Yeah.
And then Jeff can do all the modifications, and then it can go for powder coating and put the frame over the engine like we did with your 1170.
One option, I mean, obviously you've got the bracing at the top end around the headstock, but one thing we did with my 1170 is we bored out the spindle hole size here.
Yes.
From 16 to 20mm.
I did it on my original Mark II frame.
Yes. Yeah.
Bored it out, bigger tubes here, and had a 20mm pin rather than a 16mm.
A Kawasaki ZX swing arm is 20mm.
Yeah.
And now that is fine, except of course you're weakening the metal, so then we braced it and welded a plate on the inside. Jeff did a lot of work on that area when the frame was all in bits.
Yeah.
So it's something you can't really see, but it took a lot of work to do, so anyway, that's a possibility. Because it's going to be a fast bike, I think.
So this will, there's plenty of people put 750 turbo engines in Z650s. So obviously I'll be able to speak to those people.
We met a guy, Danny Crew, who works for Bentley. He's got a turbo 650, because he provided us with some old turbo pistons for one of Jeff's projects, which I don't. Right, so the camera just turned itself off because I didn't touch it for a while. Right, so where were we? Yes, paintwork, don't know. Seat, don't know.
It wants the style of the Z650 as it is
now.
But as it is now, but with the turbo engine.
Brilliant.
And wide wheels,
modern running gear.
Modern running gear, brakes.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, just saying that I bought one just like this, a replica, which is indeed a replica. It's absolutely identical from eBay from a chap down south, and it was $175. And to be honest, I wouldn't be able to get the old one recover for much more than that. It was only about $150 to recover the seat I already had, so it's, no brainer. Let's get a new one. And in fact, I just had somebody wanted to buy the old one.
Right.
So maybe I'll get 50 quid back for that.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a different story. So yeah, great stuff.
So I'll be starting this as and when I've got
space and time. Yeah.
Well, the Z one's.
Hang on.
My phone.
There's his phone. Not cat this time.
No, my phone. I'll ring them back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got to get a few bikes out of here, and then I can start pulling this apart. But as you know, when you pull a bike apart, it takes up 3 times as much room.
Indeed, yeah, and you're going to label it and box it and make sure you don't.
Exactly. So now I've got to get some space in here before I pull this down.
I also think it's important for Drew to come along here and tell you exactly what to keep and what not to keep.
Yeah, of course, we've already discussed that.
I'm looking at things like the old master cylinder here.
Oh, they'll just go.
Which is all knackered, so don't keep it, bin it. Fine, you know.
Modern race sets have the master cylinder on the race set, so we might go down that route.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. And one thing actually I haven't mentioned yet is I saw this bike about 2 years ago at my local bike shop, and they were going to do the project, which didn't happen in the end. And then that's why I think he took his bike to this place down south somewhere who did the engine for him.
Some restoration company.
Yeah, and then to come back, and now he's sort of thinking, now what do I do? And I think he went to Zed Power. Asked them where shall I go, and they said, "Oh, come and see you."
I think they recommended me.
Yes, so and that was a while ago, wasn't it? It wasn't like just last week. It was.
No, it was a month back or so, maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah.
He came down. He had a look at my bikes. Loves my special, and he said, "You're the man."
You're the man. So, of course, you got Kawasaki's everywhere. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some about 5 more next door.
So, fate's brought us together, and we'll sort this out and get it nice.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I've never owned a Z650, and I never thought about owning one, and now I own 2, although admittedly they're very different and very modified. And now you've got one here. We're doing all Z650, aren't we?
Everybody does Z1s, but it's like, I think these are the real hero of the range, really. Everybody had a Z650.
Yeah.
Not everyone could afford a Z1 back in the day. But
I mean, even a rough Z1, Z1000 now is $4 grand, 5 grand.
Yeah.
These are like half that, less than half that for a running bike, which you know makes them a lot more amenable. And to be honest, if you put an 810 conversion in a standard 650 or a 750 engine, it's going to be almost as fast as a Z1000 in it, and a bit lighter too.
They're lighter, the Revia, you know, they're a great engine.
Yeah, I also like the look of them as well.
I prefer the look of the Z650 to the Z9.
Yeah.
I've always liked the tailpiece and the shape.
That's what I've got, a Z650 with Z1 bodywork.
Yeah,
there you go. That's just me being daft. Right, okay, great stuff. So we'll come back another day, and no doubt this will be split into 1 million parts.
Depends when you come back.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
It's not going to happen for a couple of weeks yet, but
no. I want to see that engine actually. It's all wrapped up in a big bubble wrap. I don't want to disturb it, but
well, part of the next video, we'll unwrap it and have a look.
I'm sure it looks fantastic.
Well, I'm hoping that the company that's done it has done a good job.
Well, hopefully they have, yeah. And who knows? Perhaps this engine here might end up in my own.
Well, that's a discussion between you and Drew.
Yeah, my new Z650 project. Because right now it's just over there.
Yeah,
the engine's over there.
Well, do you do that 650 engine up, or do you start with a proper 750 engine?
I think it depends on which one's the least worn out.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
That's a question for the day. So this is Drew's project. Look forward to seeing it. Hopefully come together the next few months. And yeah, great stuff.
Should make an interesting few videos.
Certainly should. And with that, it's time for
cup of tea.
Of course it is. Right, so thanks for watching and cheers.
Cheers. There you go.
Bloody neat. Yeah, we're all old. We're all old pensioners now, lads.